So I went to Yerevan. It was like the northern tip of Yerevan, this block called Davtashen. That was kind of a hard area for me for different reasons. But the ward that area is a part of is, numerically the strongest ward in Armenia. The state president is in that ward. The bishop of that ward is so strong. Some really, really, really strong members in that ward. But I was in Yerevan. That was my only time in the main city for about 2 months, and some people love Yerevan a lot more than the boonies, than the northern areas. And some people don't. And I think probably because I started in a different city, I didn't love Yerevan as much, just the busyness of the city. It's a pretty busy city, and just the difference in culture. The weather in the country is really similar to Utah. It's like pretty similar. Like the northern areas are kind of like Ogden or Logan, a little bit colder, and then Yerevan, the main city, is kind of like Provo, kind of like it's pretty similar as far as climate goes to Utah. So like hot summers, cold winters, basically. But as far as work, I mean, there's quite a lot of poverty in Armenia. In Yerevan, there's less poverty than the rest of the country, but it still exists. A lot of people can't find work. A lot of people are living on what's called toshak, which is like money from the government, basically, that they receive monthly. And it's a really small sum of money, but some people are living on that. So as far as work, I mean, a lot of people are working in stores or working in shops making bread. A lot of people are taxi drivers. Not a lot of people have some of the nicer jobs like teacher or doctor. Those are like nicer jobs. Or working in a bank. That's a really nice job. So yeah, there's a lot of poverty. As far as like housing, I mean, in some of the northern areas, there's areas where there are, single separate houses that they'll live in, very small and not very high quality, but they'll live in a single house. But for the most part, especially in Yerevan, they just have like 10 or 11 story buildings, like concrete buildings with apartments, just small apartments of like 2 rooms that a family of 6 will live in. So the conditions are very humble, pretty poor. But I think that culturally that makes people, pretty humble for the most part, especially in areas outside of Yerevan. There's some pretty cool sights to see in Yerevan. In the country in general, there's some pretty cool things because it's so rich historically. They're a nation that's a couple thousand years old. So they have, throughout the country, they have these old Armenian churches, like 1,500 years old, that are still standing that you can go see. And those are pretty amazing. Right outside of Yerevan, there's like a pagan temple called Garni. It's really awesome. Right by that, there's this old Armenian temple called Gerard. It kind of looks like something out of Indiana Jones. Like it's really cool. Like there's some really cool, like old, like ancient buildings that are really cool.